Okay, next day. My camera battery is about to die. I got very distracted when our dryer was delivered yesterday afternoon, and so I really didn't get any farther than what you saw in the previous clip. So I'm going to continue to work on this, but actually I got a little bit also derailed from this project because I've decided to paint in here. So everything needs to come out. So I think I'm going to just kind of put this on hold, move everything out, choose my paint color, go to the store, and just tackle it while I feel like doing it. It's going to be gorgeous. I'm torn between two different colors, but they're both very dark. And so think like Mickey & Co., Jean Stoffer, what you typically see them do in a pantry or a hidden pantry. I'm actually going to turn this into a hidden pantry. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm going to do. So I hope that you're here for it. I hope that you are inspired to do, even if it's just the simplest little thing. I know not all of us are blessed with this massive sort of pantry. I've spent many, many years with much smaller pantries, and this is a delight to me, and I just really want to make the most of it. So it's been one of those like forefront of my mind projects to do, but I really haven't figured out what I wanted to do just yet. And so I think before I spend a massive amount, several hours, even a couple days, organizing things and styling it the way that I want and spending the money on all the organizational items to go in here, I want to go ahead and get that paint done. And then maybe at the same time, go ahead and call somebody out here to put the butcher block countertop all the way around the main run, from this corner all the way around to the other side. And the part that I'm looking at, let me see if I can do this before the battery dies. So that whole main run here, I'm going to do butcher block. So it will be like actually good for prep. This pantry is a room. It's massive, and I want to just really utilize it in a way that's like helpful and functional to keep my kitchen space looking nice when we have parties, when we're entertaining. So I have a lot to either get rid of as far as appliances that we're not using. I have a lot to really think through organizationally, and that's what I was going to start doing yesterday. I was going to start at least organizing better into areas, sections, but I was interrupted, and then I was thinking last night, like, why don't I just go for it? Why don't I just go get the paint, commit, and just get it done? It's going to be a huge, huge painting project. But I'd love to have that done obviously before the butcher block countertops go in. And then, like I said, all the little details of organizing and styling will then come together. So I am so excited to get this done, to reveal this to you, my followers. I can't wait. It's going to be epic. Did I say followers? Is that the right word? It's YouTube. What are we? Subscribers. Friends.
I knew it was going to be hilarious watching this back after speeding up the video because this took so long. As you can imagine, just unloading the pantry alone, I was like, what am I doing? We were days away from Christmas. It's Christmas Eve as I'm recording these voiceovers today. And, so I seriously had that moment of like, who does this? Who has this harebrained idea to completely overhaul their pantry? Oh, and by the way, like, not just, take everything out, reorganize it. That's enough in and of itself. If you've done a project like this, you know what I'm saying. But no, I had to go and decide that I was just going to go ahead and paint. So I was really questioning my life choices at that moment, like, what in the heck am I doing? But as you can see, it all came together. So I just had to get everything out. I had to wipe everything down. And now if you've been here, you know that we just moved into this house about 3 months ago. And so it's not like, excuse me, it's a brand new pantry. And so it's not filthy. There's nothing wrong with it. This was just something that I had in mind before we ever even moved in, that I wanted to do this. Not exactly the paint part, but just the way that I wanted the pantry to function and to be styled. And so it really was kind of a long time coming, and I had not had the energy to really focus on it and to think about what I wanted to do. And y'all, when I tell you, this kind of came out of nowhere, this super dark, moody pantry vibe. I was thinking, well, I just recently found, I'll just be honest, I just recently found Jean Stoffer, and I'm absolutely obsessed with everything that she designs, everything, the way that she styles everything. And so that, I'm telling you, that influenced me. I was so inspired by just so many different things, and it just got my creative juices really flowing, I guess, and I just had to do something. And since this pantry is, you know, it's closed off, it's in a place where I felt like I could really just go to town. I mean, if I wanted to do something bold like this, it wasn't going to, I could shut the door. And so it kind of just gave me that freedom and that peace of mind to be like, okay, if this is the ugliest thing ever, if this ends up being like, this was one of my worst ideas I've ever had, you know, design wise, worst case scenario, I can shut the door. It's a functional space, it's a storage space, you know, and no big deal, right? And so that, you know, I kind of felt like protected in that. If I wanted to go bold, it was going to be okay. And yet I'm so glad that I did this. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet and just kind of let you take it all in as it's coming together. This took so long.
Okay, friends, this is at the end of day 2 of painting, and I have to say I am like seriously questioning my life choices at this moment. Like, oh my goodness, it has taken every bit of effort for me to get this far. I still have to do, as you can see, I need to get in and finish out this edge work around the window. And I'm not gonna focus too much on getting a coat on this part right here, because this is where I'm going to put butcher block countertops. So I've just, you know, I got 1 can of paint and it has soaked up every ounce. And I did the ceiling too, and I wanna blind you here, but all the way up to the ceiling, and I need to do the back side of the door here. So I've not done that because the other side of the door is wet from the other paint color that we're doing out on the outside of the pantry. So, but I mean, I hate this color when I'm in it and painting it, and then I step out and I come back in and I'm like, it is so rich and luscious and velvety, chocolatey. This is, I'm sure I said it before, but this is Clove from Sherwin-Williams. And I got it in the emerald paint, which is like the most durable. The emerald line. It's the most, whatever the most durable thing is that they recommended at the store. That's what I went with. But anyway, I can only show you so much now. But I am so tired and just so over it at the moment. And I just kept getting paint on the floor and just, you know, started to just make little mistakes. And I was like, there's no way I can't do any detail work tonight. And I also ran out of paint. So perfect timing. I got kind of just like a quick coat on this side This is gonna need a whole second coat. And I'm doing like, it's hard to see detail, but I'm doing on these higher shelves, I'm doing the entire underneath too. So up here, and then like this one, I'm not gonna worry about painting that one, this one. So at first I was like doing all of everything, and then I was like, wait a minute, on those bottom shelves, you're not gonna be seeing any of that. So wherever you're gonna see the detail and wherever I need to paint for visual purposes, for aesthetic purposes, I will do that. But anyway, stay tuned for the full reveal. Oh, the other thing is, because this is such a thick paint, it takes a really long time to dry. And so I think it's gonna be another probably 3 or 4 days. When I finish painting tomorrow, it's gonna be 3 to 4 days after that. So like literally just in time for Christmas, we can clean up the disaster that is our home at the moment. Look at this. Every single thing that was in the pantry. Merry Christmas!
No, don't do it. Is that what you're saying? I don't care. They're not even in the playoffs.
Okay guys, I have to leave here in about 10 minutes to go to a birthday party, but I'm still just kind of throwing stuff in here. I don't know if this is exactly how things are going to stay. More than likely not. Except for this area over here, I feel like I nailed this. This is going to be really, really nice. A lot of functional use over here. So spices here, cooking oils and sauces, overstock of different jars of sauces and things like that in this section. Chicken broth, boxed rice, and just I think, and that's also excess spices. So I think the way I have this is actually going to be really nice. Now, this is going to be a quick grab area, which more than likely, I think it just makes more sense for us to put it over here where, this all is going to need some sort of basket. It's like bread. So yeah, and then over here, I did the canned foods, and then this was like canned meats. So I don't know. We'll see. I like the canned food down here. It's just easy for loading and when we need to get to it. So it was either put it here or put it over here behind the door. But again, like there's only going to be so much that I can hide and so much it's going to be like for pretty. So, but I am going to put like some pretty on this side too. I'm like cookbooks and things like that, I think. So, but I just threw that all down there because it seemed to work out, and I'm absolutely loving the way everything is looking in here with the contrast of the dark brown. And remember, this whole main run is going to be butcher block. That's why it's not painted like thick. I didn't want to waste paint for that, but I did want to kind of have that visual of like seeing it somewhat finished. So, and it may take me several weeks to get the butcher block in. I'm not sure yet. So I've got the builder is in contact with the guy that does the custom butcher block. So, but it kind of gives the effect of it, depending on the color of stain that we go with. Having it painted here kind of gives that effect. And then I put that wooden dough bowl there. And also that kind of gives that effect of the contrast that it will have around the room. So pay no mind to the over painted window. I will get that cleaned up. I'm a little concerned that things are going to stick on the thicker painted areas. So I put the shelf liner down and I think we'll be okay as long as we're not dragging heavy things. We'll be good to go. So, but anyway, that's progress so far. I just put him up there to cover that big white panel. And I kind of love him in here. So he might go up there or he could go up there if there's room for him. But yeah, I am so I just love it. And then I am going to do new lighting. I don't want to blind you, but I am going to put different light fixtures up there and it's just going to take it to the next level. So anyway, stay tuned. Almost done.
Oh wow, I just could not wake up one more morning faced with all that was left to do. So this was, I kind of pushed it, and we have a huge industrial fan that we use in the garage for when we're working out in the summer. So I pulled that in the house for 3 straight nights, like after painting sessions, and just really, really blasted it with air. So it would get dry faster, and it did seem to help. Now, this paint takes several days to cure to a certain hardness, so hopefully that doesn't affect, I've put stuff on it already, and I hope it's not affected by that. But it seemed like, even like with a dent test, it seemed like it was sturdy enough to go ahead and load up, so.
Good morning, my friends. So this is going to be the final push to get this pantry put together and styled and just completed so that I can get this video up. I need to edit it today and get it out before Christmas, just so I can have it off my mind. It will be a completed project that I am just so proud of. So let's get into it. Let's get this finished. You'll see I moved things back and forth several times, just really taking the time to think it through, try to get it right the first time. I really don't think in a project like this that there's such a thing as getting it right the first time. And I just want to share very honestly with you, I was paralyzed by starting. And now I think that this is a typical response for someone with ADD. You know, I can have the ideas all day long, but executing them that's the trick. And trusting myself. Like, I had already committed to painting, and I got the painting done, and then the freak out happened because I was overwhelmed with the amount of things that had to be put away. I was overwhelmed with, what if I put them in the wrong place? You know, and that's not a big deal. It doesn't seem like a big deal now on the other side of it. Or if you don't struggle with that, that might sound really ridiculous. Like, just put the crap away. Don't worry about it. But when I tell you, I had to have like a moment where I had to cry. I had to tell Jason, like, look, all of this stuff is sitting here. It needs to be put away. I know I have to do this. I want to do this. But the overwhelm in that moment was real. I was emotionally not okay. I was mentally so scrambled. Like, I'm getting emotional thinking about it, how it really affected me. It's like the fear of failure. I really don't even know how to describe that, but it seems so inconsequential, you know, on the other side of it, or it just seems like that's the most ridiculous thing, but it was truly nearly paralyzing. And, you know, if I didn't have such a supportive, loving, wonderful husband, you know, talking me through that and just telling me, like, it's gonna be all right, you know, as gentle as he is and as wonderful as he is, if I didn't have that, it would have just been that much more of a struggle. So Jace, thank you so much for talking me off the ledge there over putting things away in the pantry. But if you struggle like I do with that,
you know, where you're just completely overwhelmed, overstimulated. If you're like adult ADD, like I am, you know, these projects, it's you're either very high or you're very low in the middle of them, you know, and it's like, you know, the payoff is going to be amazing. It's going to be so worth it. But there's somewhere in the middle of that mess where you're just trudging through, like, what have I done? I'm not going to do this right. I've made a mistake. And you're just second guessing and questioning yourself. If you're like that, I'm with you. I'm sorry. I know what a struggle it can be. Yet, you know, hang in there, stick with it. Find you a good support person. Let it all out. Have a good cry, whatever it is that you need to do. And then get back on it, because you know it's going to be awesome. You know that you can do this. You know that you're capable. Think back to times when you've tackled something like this before and you've been just so proud of that outcome and all the hard work. Like, you can do this. You've done it before. It's just what it is. Mess happens and you're in control. And anyway, you know, I just want to encourage you through that, because I really had those moments where, oh man, it was tough, but it was so dang worth it.
You can try, but I won't stop, won't stop. Won't stop. Won't stop. Won't stop. You can try, but I won't stop, won't stop. I can't be stopped now, I can't stop. I can't be stopped now, I can't stop. I can't be stopped now, I can't stop. You can try, but I won't stop, won't stop.
Okay, so like I said earlier, I'm making a really big push to get this all done. We are the day before Christmas Eve and I still haven't done any of my Christmas baking. So all that to say, I'm forcing this, and so I'm not like mentally able to put everything exactly where I want it. But my thought was to have one side that was for function. So that would be more like this side over here, where all my cooking supplies are, putting lunches together zone. I did right there with Bishop's lunchbox and the baggies, the Ziploc bags and the little plastic cups and plastic spoons and things like that, like a little lunch making station. So and then again, like I said earlier, I don't know if this is going to stay just like this. It's just, for now, it felt right to me to do a functional side and more of like a pretty side. So here in a bit, I'm going to start. I need to eat some lunch because I'm getting really low energy, so I need to refuel. But I want to start doing a more aesthetically pleasing side over here. I have so much more room now that I've kind of really organized stuff in a better way. I put some of my large appliances up above the refrigerator. There's a very large cabinet above the refrigerator, and I thought, well, why not put it there? I don't necessarily pull those things out all that often, but if I do, they're right there. They don't have to go in here. So this is going to be like cookbooks and dishes and decor, you know, jars and things like that. So I'm really excited to do that, but I'm going to eat some lunch and then I'll be right back with it.
As I'm wrapping up in here, putting on some of the final touches and cleaning up, I'm thinking of like a sweet little cafe curtain, and then the lighting that I talked about before, I want to switch that out, and I have some beautiful lights in mind. It's just whether or not I can actually get them here. You know, that's going to be another thing. But I am looking forward to just those last little things, the countertops, the lighting, a little cafe curtain, and then just this space evolving that much more over time. I am so thrilled and just so pleased with how it turned out. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Show me some love, please. I worked so hard and I am just so proud of this, and I cannot wait to do some more projects around the house. Thank you so much. Enjoy the final little reveal here as we walk through.